Coming up on this week's travel show.
I meet the people who are cleaning up the canals of Bangkok.
We've got so much just rubbish.
We're searching for a secret side to New York City.
This view is incredible.
And heading to Italy to taste some of Turin's finest chocolates.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the travel show, coming to you this week from the capital of Thailand, Bangkok. It's a vibrant city packed with sparkling temples, skyscrapers and night markets, but it's also home to some of the most congested roads in the world. And getting across the city through the tuk-tuks and the traffic is a bit of a nightmare. But I'm here to find out what's being done to take the people off the frantic streets and onto the city's waterways.
First built over 200 years ago, Bangkok's huge network of canals crisscross the city.
This is Thailand, Bangkok, the Venice of the East, where water is in everyone's way of life.
Over the years, some of the canals, or KHLONGs as they're called here, were filled in, but an extensive system still exists today. SAEP Canal is an important artery in the network, and 100,000 people travel on it every day. But hopping onto one of the boats as a tourist looks daunting, to say the least.
Take a look at this. Now these commuter boats quite literally wait for not a single person. You'll see as soon as it docks, everybody leaps for their lives off it. And we're going to be right in the melee here. Of course, people get splashed, maybe even fall into the river itself, the canal. You don't want to go in there. The water is dark, dingy, and very, very smelly. Here comes another one.
The pollution is caused by waste from houses, stalls and restaurants that line the sides of the canal. But now work is underway to clean up the KHLONGs and improve boat services. By doing that, it's hoped more people and tourists will use Bangkok's waterways and that congestion on the city roads will be reduced.
The water normally flows from the Chapraya River.
Dr. Patan manages the cleanup teams that work on the canals.
So we've been traveling through this canal for quite a while now, going through all the skyscrapers, all the way through the middle of Bangkok. And this is just one of the many boats that are cleaning by hand these canals. You can see the amount of rubbish, the plastics, the leaves that could clog up this place. Hard work. And they do this every single day.
You have to clean the canal, of course, but how to clean it? You have to prohibit people to throw away what they don't need into the canals.
So do you think it's about educating the local Thais and not pollute, like throwing their rubbish?
Yes, of course, that is very important. Education is very important, especially the younger generation.
Further down the canal, I see just how much of a challenge is facing the cleaning crews here.
And what they have here is the bamboo booms which are actually collecting all of the rubbish. And this is where they crane it out of the water, literally, with a huge machine here. You can just have a look at what actually floats up. Insane, so much polystyrene, there's old teddy bears, mattresses. Have a look at that. So how often do they actually have to take all of this out?
Twice a day.
Twice a day? You've got so much just rubbish. What are the types of things that wash down? Anything and everything?
Yes. Even the furnitures, something like that.
So people just throw couches, refrigerators, whatever they don't want, they just throw into the river.
Yes.
I've got to say, the smell coming off the water itself is very rancid, very sort of sewer-esque. Not very nice at all, not pleasant.
Time now to get away from the smell and head to one of several canals that has already been cleaned up, where new boat services are already running.
Looks nice from afar. Look at that, seats, not too packed, so that's always good. I've got to say that this is so much more of a calmer way of seeing the city. I don't know if it's the time of evening when it's kind of golden lighted, but it's smooth. There's no sort of smell of that nasty water. And the plus for tourists is Wi-Fi, because who can't live without Wi-Fi these days? Look at that, straight to a beautiful temple. That's the benefit of traveling by these waterways. No traffic, no fuss.
It's hoped cleaning up the KHLONGs won't just help to ease traffic on Bangkok's congested roads, but will mean more tourists go and explore the floating markets and canal-side communities that are a big part of the city's heritage.
So this is our boat for the day.
Yes, this is
Amazing.
the long-tail boat, the James Bond boat, the one that is...
Wow.
York runs longboat tours to an area where some of the traditional wooden houses have been restored.
And so where are we heading now?
We're heading into KRUNG Bang Phra, the one that is called the old-fashioned market that we're going to see the artist house.
And how long has it been there for?
Oh, it's about long time ago, before 1782 or before Bangkok City built.
In the 18th century, hundreds of stilted houses like this would have lined the canal.
That's how they get across the canals themselves. These motorbikes have to come over these very steep bridges. So people still live here, huh?
Yes.
It's amazing in here, isn't it? Kind of slanting at all sorts of weird angles because of the how old this place is. All these old Thai puppets.
They open this place to be artist house for any artist coming to enjoy making their masterpiece.
The last thing I sort of expected while coming here was seeing this rather eccentric place.
You know, the artists need some feeling and emotion to create their masterpiece or their things. So I mean, this is very beautiful area to get their stuff.
The cleanup has already gone a long way in restoring the canals to their former glory, but for the project to be a lasting success, the community here also has a big part to play in protecting the amazing system of waterways that help make Bangkok so special.
Time now for this week's Global Gourmet.
Coming to you from the rolling countryside of Lancashire in the northwest of England, where they're cooking up a new twist on a traditional dish.
The first thing about using all the food from the local area is that everybody helps each other. Another fact is that the bowl and beef and mutton is just so good. Because of the rain, we get lots of grass, and that's what they eat, and it makes fantastic produce.
You want to encourage people to eat what's from within the region because we think there's enough of it around, plenty to go around and to populate the menu. Yeah.
Why would you order a Lancashire hot pot? Well, first it'd be why not, because you're in Lancashire, and it's a nice old traditional dish from the Industrial Revolution.
The hot pot is a one-pot dish that's normally cooked in an earthenware pot and slow-cooked in an oven for quite a while. It's delicious, it's hearty, it's robust. It warms your cockles on a winter's day. And when you're eating it, you really feel you are having a flash of the countryside in your dish. And then we've got this lovely onion. You want quite a lot of the onion. It's very important, this onion. It adds a lot of sweetness. Not only do we have a hot pot, we have a beautiful, light, very sort of sexy, modern dish that you can eat, that you're not going to feel heavy and stodgy. You think, oh, we're up north, it's really heavy, it's full of fat. That is so removed from what we do with our hot pot. There we are. This is the Lancashire hot pot. You've got beautiful, gorgeous, melting lamb underneath, fragrant, clean, clear, light broth, gorgeous, crispy, crunchy topping. Lancashire hot pot, what a lovely dish.
Well, stay with us because coming up,
With Easter on the way, Rajan heads to Italy to take a tour around the world-famous chocolate shops of Turin.
The Travel Show, your essential guide wherever you're headed.
Next, it's Secret City, this week coming to you from New York. It's a place we've seen so often in the movies that many people feel like they know it already, even if they've never been. But we've sent Joe Worley to find a hidden side to the Big Apple. To kick off, she's heading to Times Square to meet travel blogger Jessie Festa, who's put together a list of things for her to uncover, starting with an audible artwork that's underneath the city's streets.
So here we are. Do you hear anything down there?
I can hear like a wow, wow.
It's actually an art installation from the 70s. This guy, Max Newhouse, installed it. No sign. He wanted you to be able to find it on your own.
If you put your ear right to it, you can hear it quite clearly.
Yeah, which most people aren't curling on the ground, but it's pretty cool.
Next, I'm off to find some lunch. New York's famous for its diners and delis, but Jessie's sent me to find a restaurant that's a bit different because it operates out of a loading bay.
I think this must be it. I feel like I'm walking into a factory.
I know you're coming. I make a nice roast pork for you.
That is impressive pork.
Yes, that's the pork.
Tony moved here from Ecuador 40 years ago and serves traditional South American food from this unusual location.
This is the special fat sauce we make over here.
This smells absolutely amazing. It's so moist, the meat.
The food is delicious. I work near here and I'm also from Ecuador.
So is this a bit like a taste of home?
It is. That's why I keep coming back.
Now I'm off to try a new tour that goes behind the scenes at one of New York's most iconic hotels. Historian Joe takes me down to an abandoned tunnel that was used until the late 60s as a private route for VIPs.
We're underneath the intersection of 8th Avenue and 34th Street right now. We're headed south towards Penn Station.
What famous people came here?
John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy were here. Of course, there's many legends about John F. Kennedy. And this would take you out to the platform to Penn Station.
But the most exciting bit is the roof.
This view is incredible.
Well, besides the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building, and if you look down there, you can see the Statue of Liberty. Let's go see the roof sign.
You can see it all over the city, can't you?
I can see it actually from the town where I live in New Jersey.
The letters are enormous, aren't they, when you get up close?
The letters are about 20 feet tall, and they're illuminated by LEDs.
How many people have touched the sign, Joe?
You're in a group of less than a dozen people, I'm sure.
Thank you for bringing me up here.
Oh, you're welcome.
So Jessie said to come here to see an orchestra, but the address just seems to be a normal block of flats.
Who is it?
Hi, it's Joe. Hello.
Hi.
Are you Sam?
I am.
What's happening here?
So this is a group muse, which is a classical music house party.
Okay.
So come with me.
We arrive in the middle of a recital. This is really special.
Group Muse is a classical music house party that connects classical musicians in the area to people who have living rooms or clearly rooftops in the area. So we have, you know, group muses every night, pretty much every night in New York, and anyone can host and anyone can attend.
The idea is that people make a $10 donation to the musicians, which makes this a much cheaper night out than an evening at the orchestra. To end my hectic day in New York, Jessie's fixed me up with a bed for the night.
Hi, Joe.
Hi. Are you the guy that's sorting me somewhere to stay?
Absolutely, follow me.
Okay. It's a cab.
Oh, it's a luxury liner taxi cab. Wait till you see the inside. You're gonna love it.
That is lovely.
Here's some complimentary water for you, and now here's your official taxi hat.
How much does it cost to stay here?
$39 a night, that's it. Monday through Friday, $39, and then on weekends, just $49.
And so you were allowed to be parked here? This is...
Yep, nothing I'm doing is illegal. The only thing I have to do is make sure I follow the parking regulations. I always pick a place that has a beautiful view of the skyline.
Right then, better get in. It's actually quite comfortable, but very strange.
Well, good night.
Joe Worley there discovering the secret side to New York. Now to end this week, we're off to Turin in northern Italy. This historic city is known as the country's chocolate capital. We sent Rajan Datar to find out what the chocolatiers are cooking up in time for Easter.
When you think about the home of chocolate in Europe, you probably think about Belgium or Switzerland, which is just over the Alps over there. But you probably don't think of Italy, and certainly not Turin. Well, think again.
So celebrated is Turin's sweet tooth, there are even organised tours of the city's chocolate shops.
And we can try the hot chocolate or the bicerine.
This hot chocolate, layered with an espresso and cream, is a local speciality.
It's like a feast, it's like a dessert, it's not like a normal coffee, is it?
No, no.
And how many of these could people drink in one day?
One.
Just one.
Only in the morning. And to really grasp the story of how this region's chocolate speciality came about, you have to take a journey into the Piedmont countryside and the rolling hills of the Alte Lange. It all really began thousands of miles away with a trade blockade in Latin America in the late 18th century imposed by Napoleon, which restricted supplies of the crucial ingredient of chocolate.
The signature chocolate of this region is the gianduja, and it came about really through necessity. Because of the higher price of cocoa beans, they decided to mix it with local hazelnuts, and it proved to be a magic recipe.
In fact, it was in this region in the 1960s when the first ever jar of what was to become the world's most famous spread was made. But local tastes are far more refined than that. This factory claims to be where the iconic gianduja chocolate was first produced in the mid-19th century by Pierre-Paul Caffarel. Now 1 million of these signature ingots, the giandujottos, are produced a day.
The beauty about this factory is that a lot of process steps are still very artisanal. So we are producing chocolate more or less as we have done in the past. But of course we combine this with top technology, and quality as such is not just top ingredients and all this, it's also about what is the story of this product, who does produce this product. So let's say I always refer to the soul of the product.
To realise how seriously people here take their trade, you have to go behind the scenes to the self-styled University of Chocolate.
We clean the cocoa beans and we cut it. We can check the health of the cocoa beans.
Here in the lab at Gobino's factory, it's all about meeting the exact needs of the chocolate connoisseur.
all my chocolate are very small size because I think that people like to eat some different flavors and a lot of chocolate.
But you can't stand still in this world. The trick is to find new varieties that attract an ever-changing market.
Every year we have to...
Guido should know. He's the award-winning don of chocolate in Turin, a real-life Willy Wonka and the son of a chocolate artisan.
We have here pink pepper. Pink pepper is fantastic because it's the pepper not too strong, very aromatic, you can smell now. Because this is very elegant flavor. We covered the pink pepper with white chocolate. It was a fantastic result. Balsamic, fresh grass, tomatoes.
It's a labour of love and far more intricate than you might imagine.
Cocoa, coffee, caramel.
Guido showed me his sensorial map of chocolate.
And here, mushroom, no? Fungi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting, eh?
Wow. Do you think this is art or science?
I think that is art and fantasy.
And fantasy,
that needs science to be perfect.
The price of seeing chocolate being made firsthand is that you look a little bit silly because you have to put these hats on. I'll pay that price, it's worth it.
Whoa, look at this stuff. That's nice. And you end up with chocolate. Is it important to test these, do you think? Yeah. Yeah? You need outside opinion.
Amazing.
Wow. The texture was really nice. That's it for this week, but coming up next week.
I'll be continuing my journey here in Thailand and heading north to visit the world's first ever elephant hospital.
Let's go and get a breakfast.
And I'll be meeting some of the amazing animals.
And don't forget, you can join us on the road by following any of our social media feeds. All of the details are on your screens now. But for me, Henry Golding, and the rest of the Travel Show team here in Bangkok, Thailand, it's goodbye.